This is a prosperous part of the country, and this is a dynamic part of the country. And we need to be competitive in terms of attracting businesses and smart people to live in our region. And one of the things they're going to look at is the availability of transit alternatives.
Right now, the interstate, just some heavy volume delays building up.
Traffic still crawling from the east side of 40 West Professor's Lane all the way through the South Loop.
107.5 The River. On-time traffic.
Still seeing a lot of traffic coming in from the southeast side, 24 West.
Between now and 2035, we're going to have 1 million additional people moving in the Middle Tennessee area.
Transportation is a key issue for our development in the future.
We can't continue to just expand our road systems. It's too expensive. The right-of-ways are used up. We must plan for the future.
If they could see those population projections, if they could see those traffic projections, there's just a limit to what we can do with what we've got.
I mean, that's what good planning is all about, get ahead of the problem. Have something in place before a population crisis hits us.
Right now, we need development of transit. Congestion is building. People are making choices about where to work and live because of proximity to office.
Look at the maps, the growth maps and everything. There's a lot of people coming into the area. There's going to be continued growth.
As oil and gas begins to wind down, we're going to see an emergency like we've never seen before.
It's to sit back and wait for that growth to come upon us and not being proactive is irresponsible.
It's not cheap to do this, but it will return money to the community, and that's what I'm most excited about. And the thing I'm most worried about is something that we all studied in our Economics 101 was the opportunity cost. People say, well, this is a high cost of doing this. Well, I believe it's a higher cost of not doing it.
Improved transportation is prosperity for smaller communities outside the metropolitan area.
It really makes sense as we look at the areas surrounding Davidson County where so much of the economic activity is that public transportation would be a primary goal and a primary objective. The reason being that employers and residents alike want the convenience, the accessibility, and the safety of public transit.
Some of us would do lots more, go lots of places, have lots more experiences if we had better ways to get there.
Growth of mass transit allows people that don't have that availability to get a car, to get to work. I foresee it in the future of being able to go by and pick up certain areas of Lebanon or Wilson County and getting them to hospitals and getting them to grocery stores.
We've got to look towards the future, and we've got to decide where we're going.
Nashville and Middle Tennessee, in my mind, an emerging potential big city, right? And you need that infrastructure to continue growth of all socioeconomic groups.
I can see it being used by the rich and the poor, the young and the old.
It takes them off the road, which helps our smog, as we know.
We do have an issue with air here, and we need to be emphasizing mass transit.
Right now, 1 in 5 children have asthma. That statistic is staggering. Air quality and air pollution contribute to our overall well-being. If we can get automobiles and trucks off of our highways and have some kind of clean transportation system, I think it improves health for everybody.
People need transportation for jobs, going to the doctors, just going shopping.
How you move these people around, how they get from point A to point B, we've got to find some solutions to them.
With the improvement of the mass transit, the community itself changes. The lifestyle, the people, they rely on it, they're healthier, they enjoy walking, they enjoy relaxing instead of being in gridlock all the time in a massive traffic jam on 40 trying to get to work. They're on the train, they're able to read the paper, listen to a tape, and relax, and that's better for their health.
We need to be working with the surrounding counties to devise a form of regional mass transit so people can get around Middle Tennessee conveniently, cheaply, in an environmentally sound way.
We've come together, it's all the mayors and all the county executives, to talk about issues that have commonality to all of us, things that we know we need to resolve. And mass transit is at the top of the list. Private sector's out there talking about the need for mass transit, and they move individuals that government cannot move.
The entire region becomes very attractive if there's mass transportation. I think any business person who has any sense would agree that we need mass transportation that will help their business.
I know that the traffic volume is increasing every day, and I know it's only going to get worse. And it's a lot easier to deal with your problems before they become major problems and we reach that gridlock stage.
The public-private partnership makes our effort that much stronger.
You have to have the whole region in partnership on this, and it takes federal government, state government, local government, and the ridership to help make this kind of thing happen.
The single most important thing that we who live in Middle Tennessee, I think, need to focus on now is a vision of how mass transit can deal with our future. And that's what the Transit Alliance is here to help do, is to get a picture of what that could be like. And then the next thing, after we've made progress on thinking about our vision of the future, all right, let's talk seriously about how much this is going to cost. Who's going to pay for it? Over what period of time? And what will the benefits be? That'll be the next conversation.
24 can be a parking lot from Murfreesboro to Nashville on any given morning.
Some days I can leave at a certain time and it take me 45 minutes to get to downtown Nashville. Other times I can leave and it takes me an hour and a half to get to downtown Nashville.
It doesn't take but one little simple accident to bring everything to a standing halt.
I am spending a full day's work in my car per week. So multiply that times 50 weeks out of the year, that's a lot of time.
The one day that I actually rode my bike from Vanderbilt to Murfreesboro, it took me around 2 hours, and there have been times that it's actually taken me that long in a car to drive from Murfreesboro to Vanderbilt or back.
First of all, we've got to get past the mentality of everybody getting in their private vehicle and driving by themselves to downtown Nashville.
I do think that we could reach that point where the traffic becomes so bad that we get the negative reputation, which I think there are many cities that have that now.
It's not lost on me that of the cities that I think we compete with most directly in terms of economic development and for attracting smart people to our city are Charlotte and Austin, Texas. Both of those cities have started light rail systems in the last year and a half or so.
Portland, Oregon has a great downtown system.
Portland is so much like Nashville, and then the surrounding communities are so much like Gallatin and Hendersonville and Brentwood and Lebanon. And I just feel like we're missing an opportunity if we don't take that route.
Denver, where you can see just a different attitude about travel.
Well, I think every city has its own character, and therefore our transit answers will be different from the other cities that we've seen, but those transit answers will be tailored to Nashville's needs.
We have a very good bus system in Nashville. I try to ride the bus once or twice a week, and it's a great experience. You can read, relax, you get downtown, you're at the Music City Central, you got Dunkin' Donuts there.
The average rider will get off the Music City Star, jump on one of the buses. We have a few bikers that will bring their bicycles. They will jump on their bike and go to work. Some of us walk.
I go to school at Belmont, and I'm a senior there, and it's convenient. You get it on in the morning and then ride it back in the afternoon, and it's great. You don't have to deal with traffic, you don't have to deal with parking.
I went to my doctor 2 years ago. I said, "Doc, I relieve 50% of the stress of my life." He said, "What do you do, get a divorce?" I said, "No, I started riding the train."
Do you have friends on the train that you ride with every day and you get to see? Yeah. He's made lots of friends on the train. In fact, they threw him a birthday party on Friday on the train.
Much rather be on a high-speed train, coming in like my friend in Chicago and with my iPod and decompressing from my day.
As this area continues to grow, having that train system like that, I think would really help us immensely.
Mass transit is often thought about in terms of just highly urbanized areas. But when we look at Middle Tennessee, there are connections between the cities and the counties of our region, from areas of farmland in Dixon County or Sumner County or Cheatham County or Wilson County to the highly populated areas of downtown Nashville and Franklin and Murfreesboro and Gallatin and Lebanon. The mobility that we need among those places is pretty widespread. And whether it's a work trip from Dixon to Nashville or whether it's somebody that lives in Springfield that wants to go to a Titans game, those are all issues that mass transit in Middle Tennessee needs to address and is addressing.
If we're going to maintain the economic viability of this great county, this great region, We all must work on this together, and we must start now.
It's a benefit to everybody. It's not just a benefit to a few.
I think Nashville is a leader in cities, and I think we can show this region how well you can do this.
It'll be a win-win for everybody. It'll be a win-win for employees, employers, the retailers, the young, the old, the site selectors who are coming in to look at the areas.
There's areas where there are train stops or bus rapid transit stops are areas that become incredibly economically energized.
At one place here in Lebanon, they're looking at probably adding an additional train station and then incorporate shopping and residential all together right around the tracks.
If we start now, I think we'll look back in 10, 15, 20 years and find out, you know, the year 2010 was a great year to start, and we needed to do that now.
The greater Nashville area is more and more interdependent. The things like county lines and city lines, they matter to people like us who are in government. Most people don't pay any attention. They live in one county, they worship in another, they work in another, they shop in another. They pay very little attention to that. And I think we need to recognize that and see that we're all economically and culturally interdependent on the other.
All these things help create a more vibrant, exciting place. It's going to attract more people here. It's going to be more attractive for businesses to come and locate here. It's just a wonderful, positive thing that will take our city, take our community to the next level.
Clearly becomes a big plus for us when we develop mass transit for economic development and for recruiting people to come and live in our city. But it also increases the quality of life for the people who are already here. I mean, you do this in an economic, manageable way, and I think you'll see every Nashvilleian and every Middle Tennessean's quality of life go up.
If I had a train system that I could take in and drop me in downtown, I would use it.
And if it was a regional thing, then I would definitely be in support of it.
Please do it. I really like the idea of expanding the train and mass transit.
I would definitely support a public transportation system. I think it would be very beneficial.
Absolutely. I'd probably use it a minimum of 2 or 3 times a day to go to work easily.